Welcome back to another Heather Mac Reacts. Today we're going through some Am I the A-hole stories, and if you like videos like this, make sure you subscribe because I post 5 times a week, every single week. And if you didn't already know, I have memberships turned on. That means you can get access to early videos. You can get special videos that only members can see. And you can also get a signed personalized postcard from Heather Mac. If you're interested, link is in the bio. And if you're ready for these Am I the A-hole stories, I'm ready. Let's get into this first story. This says, am I the a-hole for kicking my husband out of the house after he disrespected our daughter? I mean, I feel like you should probably be a united front with your husband, but like if my husband straight up disrespected my daughter in like a way that was unforgivable, yes, it would be the daughter above the husband for sure. Let's see what the story says. I, 28 female, have been married to my husband, Steve, 38 male, for 5 years. He has 2 children, Jake, 10 male, and Mia, 16 female. Steve and Mia have always had a complicated relationship, but things have taken a turn for the worse recently. She and I have a great relationship. Both Jake and Mia call me mom, even though I'm their stepmom, and I love them both. Their mother gave up her parental rights. I formally adopted Mia on her 14th birthday and Jake on his 10th birthday. A few months ago, Mia came out as a lesbian. I was incredibly proud of her for having the courage to be open about her identity, but Steve's reaction was anything but supportive. He became distant and cold toward Mia, making snide comments and creating a generally hostile environment. I tried talking to him about it, but he insisted that Mia was just going through a phase and that she needed tough love. Calm down, Dr. Phil. You don't know it all. Tonight, things came to a head. Mia invited her girlfriend over for dinner and Steve lost it. He started yelling at Mia, calling her names, and saying that she was an embarrassment to the family. He told her that she was no longer welcome in our home if she continued this lifestyle. I was furious. I told Steve that he was being unreasonable and that he needed to leave. He refused, so I packed a bag for him and told him to stay with his brother until he could sort out his feelings. I said, I am the sole owner of this household and you have no say over whether or not my daughter can stay in the house I own. He stormed out, calling me a traitor and accusing me of choosing Mia over our marriage. I own my house outright because my parents had willed it to me and they passed away in a car accident 6 years ago. Steve has been sending me angry messages accusing me of breaking up our family. His family has also been calling saying that I overreacted and that Mia needs to respect her father's rules. I feel torn because I believe I did the right thing by protecting Mia, but I also worry about the impact this will have on Jake and our family as a whole. I also feel bad for throwing it in his face that I'm the sole owner of the house. Am I the a-hole for kicking him out over his comments and rubbing I own the house in his face? Absolutely fucking not. You're acting more like a real parent than her actual biological parent is. I'm sorry, his rules are you're not allowed to be attracted to the opposite sex. Why? Is it detrimental to your health? Will it fuck up your school grades? Will it ruin your future? Could it give you a disease? Could it make you lose a limb? Could it make all your hair fall out? I don't fucking think so, Steve. So what's your issue? That your perfect little girl isn't the perfect little fucking Barbie doll you imagined her to be? Like with her Malibu dream house and her fucking Ken doll right next to her? Sir? It wouldn't have worked out that way anyway because that's a fantasy. No, OP, you did not do the wrong thing. His family's being assholes. He is a complete fucking twat and you need to protect those children at all costs. And honestly, if they're that disrespectful toward Mia, maybe they have no business being around Jake either and he doesn't need to learn from their toxicity. Let's see what Reddit has to say. Not the a-hole. You aren't breaking up the family. He's the one who tried to break up the family when he told your daughter that she isn't welcome anymore for no other reason than being herself. Both he and his family is 100% wrong about Mia. I am very glad to see that your adoption of Mia is clearly much more than a formality. You are protecting and respecting her like true family in a way that your husband is failing to do. You have not betrayed your husband. He is the one who has betrayed the family by turning against one of your children. I hope Mia and her girlfriend are all right after what happened. I'm so glad that Mia has a mother like you. Well freaking said, Reddit. OP responds, yeah, as much as I have to establish Mia isn't my biological daughter, she's my baby girl and I adore her and her brother so much. And I'm so freaking happy that they have you. Like, honestly, like, this story sucks, but like, there is a gigantic bright light at the end of the tunnel, and it's the OP loving these children enough for both parents. I would like to know what you think about that one in the comments, and let's get on to the next story. This says, am I the a-hole for telling my son's birth mom that she's more like a sister? Thems might be fighting words, and poo mode has been activated, so let's see what the story says. I adopted my son when he was born. It was an open adoption, but the birth mom, Beth, was so greatly ashamed of being a teen mom that she didn't follow up on any contact, which was fine because I had no intention of involving her too much. The truth is that Ethan grew up with 2 dads and 3 older brothers. We always try to have him spend time with girls. A couple of years ago, when Ethan was nine, Beth reached out to see how he was doing. I think she spent the last 9 years being an overachiever, so she feel worthy of having a relationship with Ethan. Ivy League, married a hedge fund dude, yoga, etc. Ethan is incredibly self-aware and intellectual. You cannot bullshit him, so he and I enjoy a very open relationship. I told him his mom reached out to me and asked about him. I emphasized she didn't forget him, but she had to go away to work on herself. I asked how'd he feel about talking with her, and he said he was open to it. They have a good relationship and spend time together. He's met her husband. It's been a good thing to know his bio family. Ethan is starting 6th grade, and he has to pick an elective class. There has been arguments about what that class will be. Anyways, he told Beth about it, and she fucked up by getting involved with the matter. She said, what's the big deal about his doing yearbook? He should do what he wants to do. It's his class. I was like, you got me fucked up. I said, girl, you are not his mom. You're more like a sibling, and siblings don't get a say in parenting decisions. You take a back seat. You're a seat filler in the life of Ethan. Just don't forget your place. Oh, that was fun to read. She didn't say anything and went radio silent. I was the bigger person and reached out. I said, I've been raising that kid for 11 years, so it was triggering for you to give your 2 parenting cents. You need to understand that. He understands that, so you should too. I guess she's waiting for me to apologize for something she did. I will not. Once you do that, then everything goes bad. I mean, I feel like there's stuff that we were missing here. Like, why is he taking yearbook? Like, is it because the adoptive mom wants him to take yearbook, or because he genuinely likes to take yearbook? Like, why was that like such a triggering thing for her to say? It just sounds a tiny little bit suspicious. I don't think you were the a-hole because, again, she needs to like watch where she puts her feet, because, you know, this is not her game to call the shots on. But it seems a little weird that this was the triggering event. So I feel like we're missing something, but let's see what Reddit has to say. I mean, is she wrong? Your son is in 6th grade. He's 11 years old. Why can't he do yearbook if that's what he wants to do? Why should you get to choose his elective class? She's correct. It's his class. You sound extremely controlling. Edited to add, you are the a-hole. Yeah, again, I'm not sure why this was so triggering. I mean, like, if he's talking to his bio mom about it, obviously he wants her opinion, and is she on the boy's side against OP, and that's the real problem here? Next comment says, yeah, wow, slow your roll, OP. My son's just finished 6th and he chose his electives. I've never heard of this so-called veto power. He's a great student, so it wouldn't even occur to me to try to meddle with his choices. If he wants to take an elective, that's a bit more chill. He's entitled to it. Yeah, so OP, you need to calmate just a tiny little bit. on the reins you have on this entire family, including your poor son. I would like to know what you all think about that one in the comments, and let's get on to the next story. This says, am I the a-hole for what I said? My family won't let me share any good news because of my sister's disability. How does one have to do with the other is my question, but let's just get into the story. I, 26 female, have an older sister, 32 female, who had a tragic accident 3 years ago that left her paralyzed from the waist down. It's been rough for everyone, but especially for her. Duh. Our family rallied around her, helping out as much as we can, and I've been there every step of the way because I love her so much. But since the accident, it feels like I don't deserve to have any good things happen to me, or at least I'm not allowed to talk about them. Every time something positive happens in my life, I get shut down by my family. When I got a promotion at work last year, I was so happy and excited to tell them. I thought my family would be happy for me, but when I tried to share the news, my mom pulled me aside and told me to not now because my sister had a tough day. I ended up keeping it to myself. 8 months ago, my boyfriend proposed. When I told them, my mom immediately changed the subject, later telling me that my sister was feeling down about her own marriage struggles. It's like anything good in my life is an offense to my sister's situation. This happened a few days ago. I've been saving up for years to buy my first new car. I finally managed to do it and I was so excited. I thought my family would be happy for me, so I decided to tell them. As soon as the words were out of my mouth, the room went dead silent. My mom whispered to me, "This isn't the time. Think about your sister." My sister looked so sad and I instantly felt like the worst person in the world. I just couldn't handle it anymore and I said, "Can't I share anything good in my life? I thought you'd all be happy for me." No one knew what to say and I left the house. I've never done that before. Now I'm filled with regret and confusion. I love my sister and I never want to hurt her, but it feels like I'm not allowed to have anything good happen to me. It's getting to the point where I feel like I'm walking on eggshells all the time. I understand my sister's life has changed drastically and I'm genuinely supportive and I've always been there for her, but sometimes I just want to be able to share my own life too. I feel so guilty that even feeling this way, like I'm being selfish or inconsiderate. Her husband, even my parents share things about their lives freely and no one seems to mind. But as the younger sister, I'm not allowed to share anything good in front of her so I don't hurt her feelings. I get it, I really do. I understand she's going through a lot and I don't want to add to her pain, but it feels like I'm not allowed to have any joy in my life around my family. Now I know I owe my sister an apology for how I reacted. I never want to make her feel sad, but I'm struggling with how to approach my family. I don't feel like I should apologize to them. I honestly don't think I'll be sharing anything with them in the future. Yeah, I think it's just time to cut your losses. They're being really, really toxic and almost like they're almost doing you a disservice and your sister a disservice because they're almost like, shh, don't tell her. So it's like, it's making the disabled sister like look at you even like closer, like, oh, they want to hide her from me. Why? Because she's having a good time? Because she's doing things I can't do? Like, it just seems very toxic from like every single solitary angle of this situation. No, you're not the a-hole. I would stop trying to involve your family, or I don't know, have you tried like telling your family these things in private, like just taking your mom aside when your sister's not around? Like maybe not everything needs to be this big giant announcement to your entire family. Like you can just tell them privately and make sure your sister's not around so it doesn't hurt her feelings. Like that's an option too, right? Let's see what Reddit has to say. Not the a-hole at all, but I'm curious, how does your sister feel about all this? Is she genuinely hurt whenever you share these positive things, or is your mom just being overprotective and jumping the gun? Has there always been this kind of dynamic between you and your sister to a lesser extent before this? It just seems incredibly weird that you're the only person in your family who's not allowed to share some good news. Yeah, very, very strange. I don't get it. I feel like there's more to this. But again, have you tried just silently and privately divulging the more positive and exciting details of your life when your sister's not around? I would like to know what you all think about that one in the comments. Don't forget, we have a playlist of over 300 Am I the A-hole videos up here that you can binge. Please don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.